5 obscure Space Marine chapters. Let's get straight into it. The first one isn't that obscure. By all means, if you've been in this hobby for quite some time, you will love these guys. The carcharodons, the space sharks. They're one of the most feared and enigmatic chapters of the Space Marines. They operate on the most outer fringes of the galaxy, far beyond the light of the Astronomicon, in the region space known as the Void. This isolation has shaped them into a savage, nomadic, fleet-based chapter with the aura and mystery surrounding their origin. While their exact founding remains unclear, many believe that they're descendants of the Raven Guard. Based on their pale skin, black eyes, stealthy and brutal combat style, some however suggest their origins could predate the Raven Guard or link to the Cursed founding. Given their extreme ferocity in battle and archaic traditions, the carcharodons are known for their ruthless shock and awe tactics, preferring lightning-fast strikes, stealth insertions, and feral melee combat. They employ the chain talon, chainsword modified with claw-like attachments symbolizing their predatory nature. Their culture is deeply primal, with rituals and wars reflecting ancient Terran traditions. During the Badab War, they re-emerged from the Void, siding with the Loyalists against the Astral Claws. Under Chapter Master Tibros the Red Wake, check that guy out, they unleashed terrifying brutality, slaughtering not only traitors, but also civilians. Their actions cemented their reputation as a necessary evil within the Imperium, lethal and merciless, but undeniably effective. Today the carcharodons continue their predatory existence, patrolling the edges of the Imperial space and descending upon the Imperium's enemies like sharks to bloody water. Their mysterious origins, savage methods, and nomadic lifestyle make them feared and mistrusted even among fellow Astartes. Number 2, the Blood Ravens. The Blood Ravens are one of the most mysterious and secretive chapters of the Space Marines. Their origins are shrouded in uncertainty, with no confirmed records of their founding or parent legion. However, many suspect a connection to the Thousand Sons, the traitor legions who are known for psychic powers. This theory arises from the Blood Ravens' unusually high number of psykers, their obsession with knowledge, and their red and gold colour scheme, reminiscent of the Thousand Sons. The chapter motto, "Knowledge is Power," encapsulates their defining traits, an unrelenting thirst for knowledge and relics. They actively seek out ancient artifacts and forbidden lore, sometimes even borrowing relics from Imperial forces. This has caused tension with allies, as the Blood Ravens often justify their own actions by claiming that the items are better used by themselves. Their combat doctrine revolves around precision strikes and strategic use of psykers. The Librarians are central to their operations, providing offensive capabilities and insights into enemies' weaknesses. They also rely on adapting learning from each engagement to outmaneuver their foes. The Blood Ravens rose to prominence during the Oralis campaign. Detailed in the Dawn of War series, these events showcase their battle prowess, and often hinting to dark secrets they harbour, particularly Chapter Master Astartes, who fell to chaos. Today the Blood Ravens are a fleet-based chapter, constantly on the move in their quest for knowledge and relics, though their loyalty to the Emperor remains unquestioned. Their origins and methods cast a shadow of suspicion over their deeds. Are they truly loyal descendants of the Emperor, or is there a deeper, darker, hidden truth? Number 3, the Star Phantoms. The Star Phantoms are a grim and enigmatic chapter of the Space Marines, known for their somber demeanour and devastating use of heavy weaponry. Their founding remains unclear, though many believe they were formed during the second founding, potentially from the Dark Angels or Ultramarines. Their unyielding nature and expertise in siege warfare has earned them a fearsome reputation within the Imperium. The Star Phantoms are renowned for their relentless firepower, specialising in overwhelming their enemies with devastating barrages of heavy weapons, orbital bombardments, and precision strikes. Unlike many chapters, they prefer to annihilate their foes from a distance rather than engage in prolonged melee combat. Their combat doctrine emphasizes complete destruction, often leaving little behind but ash and rubble. Their most notable moment comes during the Badab War, where they played a pivotal role as part of the Loyalist forces. The Star Phantoms spearheaded the final assault on Badab Primus, the fortress world of the traitorous Astral Claws. Their overwhelming firepower was instrumental in breaking the enemy's defenses and securing victory. Culturally, the Star Phantoms are an austere and isolated chapter. Their grim outlook on war and life stems from their focus on death and sacrifice. Their iconography often reflects this, featuring their black and white motifs that symbolize life and death. Even among other Astartes, they're seen as somber and unapproachable, rarely forming strong bonds with allies. Today, the Star Phantoms remain a fleet-based chapter, emerging only in the most dire of conflicts. Their appearances are rare, but when they do strike, they do so with such precision and finality of executioners. Their presence inspires both fear and awe, as they embody the Imperium's harsh reality, survival at any costs. is further fueled by rumours of their potential ties to forbidden technologies or unorthodox methods. This mistrust, including the Inquisition. Number 4, the Angels of Iron. These guys are a little unknown chapter of Space Marines, shrouded in secrecy and defined by their grim independence. Their origins remain a mystery, as the chapter has no documented record of their founding legion or parent legion. This ambiguity, coupled with their uncompromising nature, has made them a topic of intrigue and suspicion within the Imperium. Unlike many chapters, the Angels operate with highly self-reliant ethos. Their fortress monasteries, located on the eastern fringes, serve as a bastion of strength, one of the galaxy's most tumultuous regions. Their isolated position often means they face threats without hope of reinforcements, honing their abilities onto long campaigns with minimal support. The chapter's combat doctrine emphasizes defensive warfare and heavy fortification, making them masters of siegecraft and attrition-based strategies. They employ a heavy arsenal of heavy vehicles, artillery and emplacements, turning their battles into unbreakable strongholds. When on the offensive, they are methodical, relentless, and dismantling enemy forces with a calculated and overwhelming show of firepower. While the Angels of Iron are loyal to the Emperor, their relationship with the wider Imperium is a little strained. Their isolated nature, coupled with their willingness to question orders from Imperial authorities, has led to tension with other forces, including though nothing has been proven. In the current era of the Indominus Crusade, the Angels of Iron continue to hold the line in the eastern fringes. They face constant threat from Xenos, Chaos, and even rogue Imperial factions, but these determination and self-reliance remain unshaken. Their story is one of resilience, standing as unsung guardians of the Imperium's most dangerous frontiers. Last but not least, we have the Brazen Claws. The Brazen Claws are a loyalist chapter of Space Marines with a long tumultuous history, rooted in both tragedy and resilience. They're a successor chapter of the Ultramarines, formed during an unknown founding. Like their parent legion, they adhere to the Codex. Their operation style and culture has been deeply influenced by their many hardships. The Brazen Claws were once a thriving chapter, renowned for their tactical flexibility and ability to adapt to quickly changing battlefield conditions. Their armor reflects this adaptability, featuring a half red and blue color scheme, symbolic of their spirit, focus on both aggression and defensive tactics. However, the chapter's fortunes changed during the Siege of Anarthus, a catastrophic campaign that saw a near annihilation of the Brazen Claws. They were overwhelmed by a massive orc, and their fortress monasteries were utterly destroyed. Though the chapter eventually emerged victorious, it was at a tremendous cost, leaving their numbers decimated and their morale shattered. In the aftermath, the Brazen Claws transitioned to a fleet-based chapter, operating from a nomadic fleet of warships rather than a single homeworld. This shift forced them to become even more self-reliant, prioritizing rapid development and sustained campaigns over prolonged defensive engagements. Their fleet carries scars of countless battles, reflecting the chapter's relentless determination to survive and serve the Imperium despite their losses. Culturally, they're defined by their stoicism and adaptability. Their trials have forged them into a hardened battle force, unshaken by adversity and driven by a deep sense of duty. While they maintain strong ties to the Ultramarines and other Codex adherence chapters, their tragic history sets them apart as a symbol of resilience. Today, the Brazen Claws continue to fight across the galaxy, defending the Imperium against all threats. This presence is a stark reminder of the sacrifice required to endure in the grim, dark millennium of the 41st. The grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Peace.